clear.
Today we're going to go out and survey for nesting Canada geese here in Kentucky. And the way we do this is we have a helicopter.
29 will be our next plot.
Okay.
We're going north and mostly west.
Yeah.
We have a randomly set of generated points across the state. We have 92 in the eastern part of the state, 92 in the western part of the state. And at each point, around each point, there's a 1 mile square box. What we'll do is use the helicopter to fly that box and look at all the places where geese might be in that box and record all the geese that we see, all the nesting geese, record all the nests that we see. So with that, we're able to project how many geese there are in the state of Kentucky. And so that takes us about 3 days in the west and about 3 to 4 days in the east. So 7 days of flying time, and we're able to cover 180 square miles of Kentucky counting geese.
Come out of Frankfort, we're going north up to the Ohio, mostly going north but a little bit east, and then we'll start working back along the Ohio, back west and then south down towards Louisville.
Geese are a species that we harvest in the state of Kentucky, and it's a species that we want to monitor, make sure that harvest doesn't impact this population. In Kentucky, we have a number of migrant species of geese that come to Kentucky, and the ones that are resident here, that live here, that in Kentucky are important in that people harvest what's proportionally out there. And so if there are a lot of resident geese, then they harvest less of the migratory birds. And so when the migratory birds, if those populations have any troubles, we're able to kind of buffer the harvest on those migratory birds with our resident birds. So we want to make sure that we have plenty of resident birds around, and so that the people have the opportunity to hunt. So we want to make sure that the impacts of hunting seasons or whatever that might come along are minimal. And so it's good and important biology to know how many you've got. That's the first step before you can do anything else.
You see those two in there?
You see some?
Yeah, there's two of them right there.
Oh yeah, you're right. Duh. Not only are they there, they're sitting out in the water.
Oh yeah. Who's looking in the water? We're looking around the edge.
I've been flying these surveys, I guess this is my 5th year now of flying these surveys. It's an interesting experience. You see lots of interesting things from the air, lots of interesting patterns that you would never see, lots of things that you just would never have noticed. It can be rough at times. This week you see the wind, with the wind blowing, we're going to get beat around a little bit, and it's part of the thing. I'll take our air sickness medication and our Dramamine or whatever to make sure we don't get sick. It's an interesting and enjoyable experience to go and see the geese and see whatever else might be. You get a chance to see other wildlife that you see elk when you hit the eastern part of the state, or other things that you just wouldn't normally see.
There's at least one. It's on the side closest to us.
Okay.
Walking on the shore, see?
I only see the one. Do you see a second one?
No, not now. Angle changed.
Got to be a nest up there somewhere. I think she's there in the middle of it.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, there she is.
This is an important process, part of our scientific wildlife management. It's important for us to know as much as we can about the species that we have here in the state so that we can conserve them and make sure that our management actions are are truly protecting these species. And so with these surveys, it's important for us to know how many are there. And again, it's part of not just the state of Kentucky doing this, but it's part of a flyway. Kentucky's part of the Mississippi Flyway. We work with the other 14 states in the Flyway and the provinces in the Flyway and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service to manage these populations of migratory birds. And Canada geese are a migratory bird, and it's important for us to work together with all these other states. And so while Kentucky does these surveys, so does Tennessee, so does Michigan, so does Ontario. Yeah, we all do these surveys and again work together, and with this process we know a lot about these birds, and we're able to make sure that the things we do don't negatively impact the population.